Hey everyone, it's your girl Lexi Wilson coming at you live, and it has literally been months since I've actually done a live video, so it's almost a little bit weird to be back, but I am excited because today is a pretty big day. So I am really excited to finally be back live, even though it feels a little bit uncomfortable. It feels just a little bit odd, but the one thing I will say is that whenever something feels odd or uncomfortable, the more that you do it, the easier it gets. So you just got to kind of jump in 2 feet in, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So before I dive into today's wonderful topic that I'm really, really excited that I get to talk about, I am going to share 2 things. 1, look at my surroundings. Yeah, I'm stuck in my bedroom, and the reason being is because my cat won't let me be great. I'm trying to do this live, and if you guys know Ansel, my oldest, Ansel's 19 years old, and when he wants things to be a certain way, you gotta just follow through and do whatever he says to do. And right now, he's in a very talkative mood, so I can't work in my office, I can't work in the living room, because every time I start the live, he just starts meowing super, super loud, and the only place that I have where you won't hear him tremendously loudly is here in this bedroom. So that's the first thing. I apologize for the surroundings. And then the second thing is that I am just so excited to be back because, as you guys know, I used to work in network marketing. My origin story is I was a therapist, so that was the first thing. Then I transitioned into working as a coach. Then I transitioned into network marketing, and now I've transitioned back into coaching, and I talk a little bit about that over on my Instagram, so you can check out my profile to kind of learn my story. I also have a YouTube video as well, diving a little bit deeper into it, so I'm not going to dive into the specifics, but this is also why I'm so happy to be back and talking about today's topic, which is all about really finding out or looking at what anxiety looks like, because I think some people have an idea of what it is, and so they walk around saying like, oh, that's just my anxiety, but they don't realize that anxiety can take on many different forms and show up in all these different ways. Hey everybody, so it's important to know what the symptoms are so you can even identify, do I have anxiety? Is that real anxiety or is it not? So we're going to dive into that today, and I am just so happy because it's been such a long time since I've been able to talk about emotional wellness that I am grateful that I get to have this moment with you guys. So before we move on to the next phase, let's say hello. Hi, Faith. Hi, Christina. Hi, Kate. Wait, how do I say your name? Is it Keisha or Kaisha? I like Aisha. But anyway, please let me know because it's really important for me to say people's names correctly. But I'm just so happy that you guys are here. So let's dive into today's topic, which is all about what does anxiety actually look like? And why, like I said, why I wanted to talk about this is because I think that the word is thrown around a lot. Like everybody says I have anxiety, and I won't lie. The truth is that a lot of people have anxiety these days. Okay. They have anxiety because our world is insane. I mean, can we talk about it? Can we talk about 2020? It's insane out here, y'all. It's hard. So it's impossible almost to not have anxiety these days. If you didn't have it before 2020, girl, you got it now. You know what I mean? So anxiety though, although many people will identify it as like, when you're worried, when you're stressed out, that's anxiety. Anxiety can take on many forms. And so it can look and appear as physical symptoms as well as emotional and mental symptoms. And that's what we're going to dive into. And good, I'm so glad I say it. Keisha, there you go. I'm glad I said it correctly. Yes. So if you guys like this topic, please give me some hearts. 1, because it just encourages me. You know what I mean? It's a little scary to put yourself out here on a live video. So it always encourages me when I see the hearts. But then 2, it also lets me know that something that I've said has really landed with you and you feel like it's serving you. So please, give that feedback to me. You can leave me comments too. I love to talk to you guys and get your feedback. So Keisha says, I want to say I highly appreciate you said it's emotional wellness. Yes! I just made a post the other day that mental health is not what most people think think it is. Yes, yes, yes. Because honestly, I think mental health and emotional wellness, although overlap, they are two separate things. They really are. So you kind of have to like dive into that understanding. So I love emotional wellness. That's my focus. Plus I love the words emotions because just, it makes me feel good. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's dive into talking about some of the symptoms. Hi, Julia. All right, number one is a symptom that most people recognize, which is having trouble sleeping, aka insomnia. Okay, now insomnia doesn't always mean the inability to go to sleep. It can also look like having trouble staying asleep. That's your girl right here. As you can tell, I have a lot of energy. And so I tend to struggle sometimes with staying asleep. My body just wants to wake up and party. My shirt is Whitney and it says, I just want to dance with somebody. That's me, okay? I'm always like, I just want to dance with somebody, okay? So if you have trouble sleeping or staying asleep, that could be a symptom of anxiety. Now, on its own, doesn't mean that that's the symptom, right? It doesn't mean that, oh, well, that's me. I have anxiety. That's it. You have to kind of go through have it consistently. You also have to have other symptoms showing up at the same time. But that is number one of the ways that you can start to recognize that something might be off. 2, trouble focusing. If you are constantly feeling like your thoughts are just bubble, and you can't grasp them, that can also be a symptom of anxiety. Sometimes when I have panic attacks, hi Cece and hi Ashley. Oh, yes. Sometimes when I have panic attacks, what it shows up for me as is the inability to focus. I just can't seem to get my thoughts together. And that's when I know, like, okay, I'm kind of freaking out a little bit. The other thing, which I will lead right into, is obsessive, repetitive, intrusive thoughts. Hoo child. You know when you're having a moment, you know what I mean? You're just living your life. And then out of nowhere, you're just having these thoughts, just like boom, 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 like ding, 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 like kind of like, those like pinball machines, and it's like there's this ball just running around in your head and it's just going from one thought to the next thought to the next thought. And those thoughts just keep repeating and repeating and repeating. And you are trying so hard to reframe, redirect, and it just ain't happening. Yeah, that's another symptom of anxiety, those obsessive thoughts. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't really single out, is the fact that sometimes anxiety looks like the fact that you can't get over something, you can't stop thinking about it. Here's another way that it shows up as well when it comes to obsessive thoughts. Have you ever had an argument with somebody and then you walk away and all you find yourself thinking about is all the things that you wish you should have said and you should have done this, and the next time you see her, you're gonna be like, girl, well, you know what? That's why your hair is ugly. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And it's like, okay, I need to let this go. I need to get over it. Why am I still thinking about this argument? It was 2 months ago, right? Has that ever happened to you? Symptom of anxiety, okay? Again, on its own doesn't automatically mean that it's a symptom of anxiety, but when it's coupled with a lot of these things, it might actually be a reflection that you're struggling with anxiety. Another thing is constantly feeling annoyed. If you're constantly feeling irritated, you're getting annoyed by the slightest of things. And I'm not just talking about, like life is annoying, girl. You know what I mean? 2020 is annoying. But I'm talking about when, your mom starts sneezing more than 4 times and you feel like you're going to like throw her out the window. You know what I mean? It's like, girl, calm down. Why are you so irritable? Right? That would be where it's like, okay, I'm kind of being unnecessarily annoyed and I don't know why. I'm not sure why I feel like that, especially when it's things that can't be controlled. She can't stop sneezing. Like, her body's just trying to release, girl. Let her have a moment, right? But that can also be a symptom of anxiety. Another way that anxiety can show up physically is in digestive issues. So this can look like maybe struggling to use the bathroom, okay? If you're not using the bathroom every day, and I mean using the bathroom, you know what I mean, okay? If you're not using the bathroom every day, that can be a sign of nutritional issues. That can be a sign of physical things, but it can also actually be a sign of anxiety. Or if you are using the bathroom every day, multiple times a day, also a symptom of anxiety, okay? So that digestive area really shows, think about it. When kids talk about, oh, mommy, my tummy hurts. Oh, mommy, I have butterflies in my stomach. Yeah, that's often because they're afraid. There's anxiety, there's worry there that they're concerned about. So your physical symptom of your stomach causing you to have all these issues can actually be an indicator that you are having an anxiety attack or you're having anxious thinking, and that needs to be dealt with. Another way that it physically shows up is in muscle cramps, especially in the shoulders, this area, the brow area, and the jaw. Girl, that jaw, you gotta lock it in. That, yeah, if you're struggling with those things where it's like, oh, I feel like I'm just constantly like, you might be struggling with anxiety, because often anxiety is, I look at feelings as messengers, right? And they are really just telling us the messages that we are experiencing, how we're interpreting our experiences in life, how we're interpreting the conversations we're having. And so that's what the feeling is. But the feeling also is energy. And when that energy doesn't get to be released, it often gets stuck in the body. And how it shows up in the body is through physical symptoms, such as digestive issues, which is what we talked about, or muscle cramps or muscle stiffness. So it can show up here, where your brow is just constantly furrowed, or it can show up in your jaw where your mouth is just shut. And it's just like, why can't I relax my jaw? So some of the times when I'm doing like meditations, I really like to focus on those areas, like my jaw area, my face, because I know that I get really stiff in these areas. All up in here, girl. And that's when I know like I'm stressing out. I really need to relax. Other ways, and I'll just run through these really quickly. One is dizziness, or feeling like you're out of your body. Have you ever had those moments where it's almost like you feel like you're in a video game and you're just like, I don't feel alive. Like, is this real life? You guys remember that video from like David Goes to the Dentist way back in the day, like early 2000s, and was like, is this real life? Yeah, he was high on stuff, but because he went to the dentist, it was okay. But the truth is that sometimes, yes, girl, oh, I love it. It's disassociation. That can also sometimes be a symptom of anxiety. It's your body's way of trying to help you to almost like, again, disassociate from whatever is triggering that anxiety. So it pulls you out of the scenario, making you feel like you're not real. Isn't that a crazy experience? But it definitely can happen. And for some people, it happens often. I don't always have that symptom, but there are times in my life where that symptom happened frequently, especially when I was young and in school. Another one is migraines. So that, again, that's kind of more of a physical symptom. But if you're struggling with migraines constantly, especially the ones where it feels like it's at the nape, not the nape. Well, is that the nape? The nape of the neck? The top of the whatever, right here, where you're getting those tension headaches, that's like a tight band all around the head. Ooh, anxiety, girl, anxiety. That might also be anxiety. Another way that it shows up is feeling guilty or feeling constantly worried and shamed. That's also sometimes a symptom of anxiety as well. Having trouble breathing and just having, now that more is a symptom of a panic attack. So if you're struggling to get a full breath, it could also be a symptom of COVID, but we're not going to do that today. But it could be a symptom that you are going into a panic attack. And we can talk about in another video exactly what to do when you notice that you're going into a panic attack, because I too have experience with that. And I have a plan that I do when I know, like, okay, I'm starting to lose it, I'm starting to panic. These are the thoughts that I start to think, these are the behaviors that I start to do to kind of shift my mind into a more calm space. So that's another thing. Also having like forgetfulness. If you just have a thought, you're doing great, you're going on the path, and then out of nowhere, it's like, wait, what? I don't know what happened, right? There's just this like blankness, and it's almost like your brain has absolutely nothing in it. Also can be a symptom of anxiety. So what I want to know from you guys, yes, good, thank you. It is the nape, thank you. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that I said to you that you're like, okay, I didn't realize that actually could be a symptom of anxiety. Because the reason why I wanted to talk about this today is because of the fact that people tend to have this idea that anxiety is like it's a one fits all. It only looks like this. It only shows up in this way. And if they're looking for it from that form, they're going to miss how these other ways that anxiety shows up might be an indicator that you need support and that you need help. And this is why I am so excited to have this conversation with you guys today, because like I said, I've left network marketing, I've transitioned back into my life coaching business, and I am officially open for business. I am accepting clients, and I'm so excited because, as you can see, I love talking about anxiety and I love talking about emotional wellness. This is what gets me going, girl. I love it. And part of it is because this was my struggle. I struggled with anxiety from the time I was around 5 or 6 years old. And back then, anxiety was not a word that people really used. So they didn't know how to help me. And I didn't know how to ask for help because I was 5, girl. I didn't know. But what I will say is that as I got older and I started to learn these terms and learned emotions and what they look like, what they mean, how they show up, I started to reach out for help. And through therapy, through coaching and all of that, I was able to find resources that helped me to create a plan to manage my anxiety symptoms. Now, when I was working in therapy, I really focused more on the therapeutic side of things, right? Like looking at people like Freud and Carl Jung and being like, these people say you're supposed to do this and this is what we're supposed to do. But as I got older and I started to explore the world, I started to find that though those tools and theories and therapeutic things like cognitive behavioral therapy are excellent at helping us to understand anxiety, anxiety can also be helped or supported through other modalities, such as energy work, such as Reiki, such as sound bath healings. There's so many different ways that you can treat and deal with anxiety and manage symptoms. But also, anxiety can also be an indicator of other amazing things about yourself. It could also indicate that you're an empath. You're somebody who identifies other feelings or feels what other people feel. And so I like being able to take my traditional training while combining it with my passion of energy healing to help people create plans to manage their own anxiety symptoms. So that's exactly what I do as a coach, and I'm really so excited to be able to say that I'm diving back into that because I'm so passionate about this area of life. And especially in 2020, when so many people right now are struggling with symptoms and have no idea what to do. They're struggling with being able to stay asleep. They're struggling with being able to focus. They're having a hard time with feeling like they're not in their own body. And it's hard out here. You know what I mean? And so if that's you, then I would love to be able to get on a call with you, a free call, where we could just dive in and learn a little bit about each other and see whether or not I can help you and if I can serve you and whether or not we'd be a great fit. But I am really excited to be able to do this just because it has been such a passion of mine. I know how debilitating anxiety can be. I still have anxiety sometimes, so I am not that far removed from it. I just got a little bit better at being able to manage my symptoms, which makes me feel really good. And that's why I'm so passionate about sharing it with you guys. So if you're interested, hop into the DMs, girl, and let's talk so we can get you going. I'm only having 4 spots available because your girl has anxiety, but also... No, but also because I like to make sure that when I create a plan, because it's all personalized, okay? So this is not like one big program that I just go like, this is what we do. But I like to create a plan that gives you everything you need. I mean, we talk meditations, we do sound bath healings, we have one-on-one calls every week. And so I want to make sure that I'm giving you everything that I know from my schooling, my own personal life, and then from the certifications that I've received, which takes a lot of time. So I only have 4 spots available. So I would love to be able to get you in one of those spots if we realize that it's a good fit. Okay, so now before I go, let me make sure I answer this question, because I see that you said what made me leave network marketing. I do have a video that I can share with you because it would be a little bit lengthy to try to dive into all of the reasons why. But a major reason why I left network marketing is just because I realized that for most people, 99% of people, according to the FTC, do not have success with network marketing. So it is not an industry that is built for people to be successful. It's only built for 1% of people, and that doesn't make me feel good. I was able to walk away without having I didn't get a hit to my wallet, and I wouldn't say that I failed. I was probably an exception, and I feel good about that. However, the truth of the matter is that most people who dive into that, anybody that I was going to bring into it, has a very high chance of not being successful and losing a lot of money. And I didn't want to be a part of that. And so once I found out that truth, I realized that's not something that I can do to people. And there you go. Now that's a very basic answer, but like I said, I do have a video on YouTube, and that dives into a little bit more about all of the things that I really was feeling on top of that statistic and learning that as well. But I'm definitely excited. I would love to share that with you if you want it. But I'm definitely excited to be transitioning from that space back into coaching, because as you can see, yes, my passion is palpable. I thank you so much for seeing that within me, because I'm happy to be back talking about this stuff, because this is stuff that even when I'm not working as a coach, this is what I'm passionate about, and this is what I'm helping people with, is helping them to manage their anxiety, their emotions, their stress, their overwhelm, their sadness, and helping them create a plan that makes them be able to manage those symptoms. So I'm very happy to be back in this space. I feel like this is what I was meant to do. So anyway, you guys, thank you so much for giving me so much of your time, for hanging out with me. I'm really hoping that this gave you some information. You can expect way more videos from me. I'm going to be coming back live once again. I know it's been a few months. Okay, your girl was in transition, but but I am back and so excited. DM me if you're interested in partnering with me and working together and seeing what we can do. And then also as well, you can always join my email list too, because that way you'll be able to get these videos straight to your email list. You won't miss whenever I'm live, or you won't miss not when I'm live, but you won't miss whenever I post these videos, and it'll come straight to your email. So the link is in my bio, and you can sign up there, and then that way you can get it straight to your email and you'll never miss me. All right. So I'll see you guys later. Talk to you later, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Mwah. Bye.